Good morning, students. In the yesterday's class, we started with the applications of Ampere circuital law, and we found the equation for the magnetic field intensity due to infinitely long straight conductor. Today, let us take up one more application of Ampere circuital law, that is H bar due to a coaxial cable. This is the coaxial cable that I have considered. So this is the coaxial cable. Okay, this is the inner inner part of the conductor, right? So its radius is a, the radius of the inner conductor is a, the radius of the inner radius of the outer portion is b, and the outer radius of the outer portion of the outer conductor is c. The current, when it flows, right, through the coaxial cable through the inner conductor, right, so this current is directed towards the center. The current is directed towards the center, right? It flows in flow and it is directed towards the center. So current direction is shown inwards here, I. Whereas if we consider the outer conductor, right, so the current will spread out from the center, away from the center. So I have shown it outwards, right? So the current which is flowing inwards, that can be taken as plus I, and the current which is flowing outwards, right, in the outer conductor, that is taken as minus I. Okay, so the total current in the inside conductor is plus I, and the total current in the outside conductor is minus I. Fine. Then if we see the top view, of this coaxial cable, so it appears like this. In the top view, the inner radius is a of the inner conductor, and the inner radius of the outer conductor is b, and the outer radius of the outer conductor is c. Okay, here we have to find out the value of magnetic field intensity, that is h bar, right, due to three regions here. So we are considering three regions. This is region 1 that I have considered here. So for the region 1, the range is r is less than a. R is less than a. This is r, so it is less than the a here. It is less than the a, right? This is the a. So r is less than this inner radius a of the inner conductor. That is our first region. So the part of the conductor that is enclosed, right, here this r is less than a means only part of the conductor is enclosed, because r is less than a, so only portion of the conductor is enclosed here. The area of cross section enclosed, area of cross section enclosed is pi r square meter square. Area of cross section enclosed is, this is r, so pi r square meter square. Then what is the total current? Total current is I through the area. What is the total current where it is flowing? Through the area pi a square. So in the inner conductor, so the inner conductor area is pi a square because its radius is a. So the current which is enclosed by the closed path, is r is less than a. So the current enclosed by this closed path is given by that is I dash is the current enclosed by the closed path, that is equal to main current. So we have to take the fraction here, is it not? Fraction or the ratio. So this I dash is equal to I into the existing portion current, that is area, that is pi r square, this divided by the total area. Total area is pi a square. So we have to take the ratio. Pi and pi will cancel, so we get I r square by a square. Take it as equation 1. H bar is only in a phi direction. This we have seen in our previous derivation when we are deriving the equation for h bar due to infinitely long straight conductor. So h bar exists only in the a phi direction, and it depends only on r, only on r. That means what? H bar is, magnitude is given by h phi a phi bar. Its magnitude is h phi and it is in the direction of a phi bar. which is a unit vector. A5 bar is a unit vector. Now dl bar, it is given by, as we know that dl bar, it is in the a5 direction. Dl bar in the a5 direction, it is given by r d phi a5 bar. Dl bar is a small elemental length that is given by the multiplication of radius and the subtended angle d phi. Its direction is a5 bar. Take it as 2. Next, take the dot product of h bar and dl bar. So dot product will be h bar is h phi a5 bar, dot of dl bar is r d phi a5 bar. So a5 bar dot a5 bar is 1, so this will be h phi r d phi, h phi r d phi. Take it as 3. According to Ampere's circuital law, we know that the closed surface integral of the magnetic field intensity with respect to the length dl bar, that is equal to the current enclosed. Here the current enclosed is I dash that we have considered. So therefore the closed surface integral of h bar dot dl bar is, just now we got the equation, h phi r d phi, h phi r d phi. So this is equal to I dash. What is the equation for I dash we have got? I dash equation is I r square by a square, I r square by a square. That is, so this limit is from 0 to 2 pi. So phi value varies from phi equal to 0 to phi equal to 2 pi. The closed path, circular path. That means what? H phi r d phi integral is phi over the limits 0 to 2 pi. That is equal to I r square by a square. That is h phi r 2 pi minus 0, so it is 2 pi. This is equal to I r square by a square. Or h phi is given by I r square divided by 2 pi r a square, 2 pi r a square. So 1 r and 1 r cancels, so we get here I r divided by 2 pi a square. Therefore h bar will be equal to I r divided by 2 pi a square, right? We want h bar. What is h bar? Yes, please. H bar is h phi a5 bar. H bar is h phi a5 bar. So h bar is equal to h phi we have obtained. H phi is I r divided by 2 pi a square into a5 bar. A5 bar. Okay. So this is the equation for the magnetic field intensity, right, due to the coaxial cable in region 1. We have obtained the equation for region 1. Next we will see for region 2. Region 2. For region 2, the range considered is A is less than R, that is less than B. So consider a circular path which encloses the inner conductor carrying direct current, which encloses the inner current carrying direct current. Okay. So here A is less than B. This is the top view or the cross sectional view. So A is less than R, that is less than B. So I can draw the figure like this. So here A is less than R. This is our A. This is less than R. This is less than R. Then that is R is less than B. R is less than B. Okay. So this is our R. Okay. A is less than R and R is less than B. So this is our B. Right. So what it indicates here? It indicates that the circular path encloses the inner conductor. The circular path encloses the inner conductor. This is a circular path with the radius R. This encloses the inner conductor carrying the current I. So this is nothing but the case of infinitely long straight conductor along the z axis. Infinitely long straight conductor along the z axis. So we can write the equation for h bar. We know the equation for h bar due to infinite long straight conductor, that is h bar is equal to I divided by 2 pi r a5 bar ampere per meter. So this is for region 2. Region 2, this is the equation, h bar is equal to I divided by 2 pi r a5 bar ampere per meter. Next is region 3. Region 3. For region 3, the range considered is B is less than R, that is less than C. B is less than R, that is less than C. So to draw that, so let us consider this figure B. Here we have the inner conductor, then we have okay, so here B is this is B, our B, then we have R, that is this is our R, okay, then we have the C, then we have C, this is our C. So the closed path, which is the closed path, the one with the radius R is our closed path or the Amperian path. Last time we have discussed closed path, it is also called as Amperian path. Amperian path. Then this is the outer conductor. This is outer conductor. So this is the region. The current enclosed by the closed path is the current enclosed by the closed path. So the closed path is this. This is the closed path. So this current, that is the current enclosed by the closed path, is only part of the current. So it is part of the current of minus I. Minus I. So this is the radius R, right? This is the radius R, which is greater than B but less than C. It is greater than B but it is less than C of the outer conductor. It is less than C of the outer conductor. Okay, so it encloses only part of the current which is flowing in the outer conductor. That is my part of current minus I. Okay, so the total current minus I, flowing through the cross section. What is the current I minus I flowing? It is minus I is flowing through the cross section pi into this is pi. Okay, so this current, my total current minus I is flowing through pi into C square minus B square. Pi into this is C square minus B square. C square minus B square. Pi into C square minus B square. Right, this is the current minus I flowing in this region. Then the current flowing through the closed path, here, this current. So that is the current flowing through the closed path, that is pi into this is R square minus B square. So it is flowing in between these two, R square minus B square. That is the region here. That is our closed path, pi into R square minus B square. Whereas the total current is between pi into C square minus B square, right? Pi into C square minus B square, where C is the radius of outer radius. C is the radius of the outer conductor, outer surface, and B is the radius of inner radius of the outer conductor, right? So the total current minus I flows between pi into C square minus B square. Fine. So here again, to get the current which is flowing, that is I dash, if I consider, that is the current enclosed by the closed path of the outer conductor, I dash is equal to pi, that is pi into R square minus B square, that is the existing current, existing area, this divided by the total area, pi into C square minus B square multiplied by the total current, that is minus I. So this is minus of R square minus B square, pi and pi will cancel, this divided by C square minus B square into I. Take it as equation 1. Here the point to be noted is that the closed path also encloses the inner conductor. If we can see here, the region here considered, so here we are considering, so this closed path, it is also enclosing the inner conductor, right? So it also carries the current I, right? So the total current is not only I dash, but it is plus this current carried by the inner conductor. Fine. So I can write here I double dash is equal to I, let it be current in inner conductor enclosed, in the inner conductor, current in the inner conductor. So what will be the total current then? Total current enclosed by the closed path, that is I enclosed, will be I dash plus this current I double dash. So that will be equal to, so what is I dash? I dash we have obtained here, minus of R square minus B square, this divided by C square minus B square into I plus I double dash. I double dash is I plus I. So this will be equal to, I is common, I will take it outside, 1 minus of R square minus B square divided by C square minus B square. So this is I. So if I take C square minus B square will be LCM, C square minus B square minus of this, so it will minus of R square, minus into minus is plus B square, this divided by C square minus B square. So minus B square plus B square will cancel. So I get this is equal to I into C square minus R square divided by C square minus B square. Okay, take it as equation 2. According to the Ampere's circuital law, we know that closed surface integral of h bar dot dl bar is equal to I enclosed. H bar is in which direction, students? Just come on, tell me. H bar is in a phi bar direction, depends only on R. So this h phi bar is given by h bar, that is h phi a phi bar, and similarly dl bar is given by, we already taken up, right? So dl bar is R d phi a phi bar, that is radius r multiplied by the angle subtended into the unit vector. Therefore h bar dot dl bar dot product, this will be equal to h phi a phi bar dot of dl bar, that is r d phi a phi bar. So this will be a phi bar dot a phi bar is 1, so it will be h phi r d phi, Therefore integral phi equal to 0 to phi equal to 2 pi, right? H bar dot dl bar, this is our integral. So I have taken from phi is equal to 0 to 2 pi. H bar dot dl bar is now h phi r d phi. So h phi r d phi, that is equal to, right hand side is I enclosed. That means what it is? This is h phi r into 2 pi, because integral of d phi is phi. So if we take over the limits 2 pi minus 0, we get 2 pi. H phi r 2 pi, that is equal to I enclosed. I enclosed is how much? We have got here I enclosed in our previous equation. I enclosed is I into c square minus r square divided by c square minus b square. This is I into c square minus r square divided by c square minus b square. So this comes out to h phi is equal to I divided by 2 pi r into c square minus r square, this divided by c square minus b square. Therefore what will be h bar then? H bar is h phi a phi bar. This equation, h bar is h phi a phi bar. So h phi a phi bar, that is h phi is I divided by 2 pi r into c square minus r square divided by c square minus b square into a phi bar ampere per meter. So next is region 4. So in region 4, what we are considering is R is greater than C. So if R is greater than C, then what will happen? So this is, say, the inner radius A we have, then we have the outer conductor, right? Its radius is B, inner radius of the outer conductor is B. Then we have the outer surface of the outer conductor, the outer radius of the outer conductor is C. So what region we are considering? A region 4, R is greater than C. So r is greater than c means it is lying outside the c. When it is lying outside the c, so this is our r, this will be our r, right? R greater than c. So it encloses both the current minus I and plus I. So what will be I enclosed then? I enclosed will be equal to plus I minus I, total current. So that will be equal to 0 ampere. Therefore, the closed surface integral h bar dot dl bar is current enclosed RHS, that is I enclosed is 0. So this will be 0 ampere. At 0 according to Ampere's circuital law. Therefore, what will be h bar then? If the integral is 0, then h bar must be 0 because dl cannot be 0. So h bar is 0 ampere per meter. That means what? The magnetic field does not exist outside the coaxial cable. This is the inference from this. H bar is equal to 0 ampere per meter means the magnetic field does not exist outside the coaxial cable. Right. So students, here today in our class we have taken up the application of Ampere's circuital law related to the coaxial cable, right? Related to the coaxial cable. So we have taken up different regions starting from region 1. We have derived the equation for region 1. Okay, region 1. For region 1, this is our region 1 here, right? This is our region 1, what we took r less than a, right? We derived the equation for that. Then we took up region 2, a is less than r, that is less than b. Then region 3 is b is less than r, that is less than c. Then finally the region 4 is r less than c, right? I hope you all have understood, students. If there are any doubts, please send your doubts to me. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you.